So community college is easy. I talk about that several times in my other videos. Community college is easy, it's straightforward. The tasks that the teacher gives you is pretty straightforward, nothing tricky. Maybe if you get some shitty professors, but those you can find out by doing your research online. But still, even though community college is easy, why can't everyone transfer out to a top 25 college? Why can't everyone go to USC or UCLA or Berkeley or even a UC? Why do you see some people from community college who attend 1, 2, 3 years and then transfer to, let's say, a local state school or a different lesser college? And when I'm saying a lesser, I'm not saying that to degrade anyone who goes there. I'm not saying, oh dude, you went to this school, you suck. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that when there's a ranking, there are college rankings out there, several of them, and who knows if they're accurate. But if you're given a list of top 50 colleges, why can't everyone in community college get into those top 50 if it's so easy? I'll tell you why. So just because something is easy, just because something is simple, doesn't mean that everyone is still willing to put in the work, if that makes sense to you guys. I talk about consistency, the importance of consistency. Can you do 30 push-ups a day? Okay, I mean, that's kind of a lot. Okay, can you do 15 push-ups a day? Pretty simple, right? But can you do that every day for 2 years straight without missing a day? Every day. To be honest, that's pretty difficult, okay? If you can do that every day, you'll probably transfer well, if you can truly do that. But a lot of people don't. Some days, they may start out strong. Oh, 15 push-ups a day, that's nothing. You may do it for 2 weeks straight, and then, on the 15th day, you're like, oh, I don't really feel like doing this. I'll do this later tonight. And then it becomes late at night, and then you're like, oh, I'll just do 30 tomorrow. And then it keeps on getting bigger and you keep on pushing it more and more and further back, and eventually you don't even do it. That is the concept, that's the mentality that some people carry in community college. They say, oh, I'm gonna work so hard this semester. Last semester I was kind of slacking off, but this semester, this is the semester when I'm gonna work hard. That's why people don't transfer well. They always put things in the back, they always delay things, they always procrastinate, they always tell themselves, oh, I'm gonna do well, but they don't put in the work. They're not willing to put in the effort and the time. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't transfer well. Going to USC, transferring to USC, transferring to Berkeley or wherever, everything is straightforward because all the things that you have to do to get to that destination is planned out for you. The articulation agreements are there. They tell you, dude, you need to take this class, this class, this class, this class. And if you take these classes and get a 3.7 plus minimum, you have a good chance of going. Everything it's there. The rubric, the blueprint to successfully transfer is there, but still a lot of people aren't willing to truly invest the time to study the blueprint and practice the blueprint and try to do well. That's a big reason on why people a lot of people don't transfer successfully to where they want to go. Another big reason on why people don't transfer successfully is because some people just set their goals, their expectations way too low. For me, my mentality when I first attended USC was, all right, I'll be honest, I fucked up in high school, but this is a clean slate. If I carried my old bad habits from high school, like sleeping late, procrastinating on my assignments, if I took that same approach to community college, I felt that the results would be the exact same in high school. So let's say in community college, I was procrastinating, sleeping at 3, 4 in the morning every day. If I did that, I don't think I could transfer well because I knew that fact. I said, okay, I need to fix all the mistakes, all the bad habits that I had in high school and make sure I don't repeat those things, those bad things in community college. And one of those bad habits that I'd say was I'd set my expectations too low. So for in high school, if there was a math test, which is my worst subject, I'd always say, I'm gonna just study so I can get a B. But the reality is, if you study to get a B, you're probably not gonna get a B. You're probably gonna get a C, or maybe a B minus. That's just a fact. That's just reality. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. You know, if you aim for a 4.0, chances are you're probably not going to get a 4.0, but you're probably going to get a 3.7, a 3.8, a 3.9, and maybe a 4.0. And that's the same approach that I took and that you guys should take if you want to go to community college and transfer well. If you go to community college with a clean slate, knowing that you have a clean slate, and you set the expectation low, as in, oh, I'm just gonna transfer to a state school, then you'll probably get into the state school, but you might also go into somewhere lower. You know, if you set your expectations high, I want to go into Harvard, I want to go into UCLA, I want to go to Berkeley, whatever. If that's the expectation that you set, chances are you'll probably get there because you're working so hard to get that to where you want to go. And, you know, worst case scenario, you're probably going to go to a lesser, you know, school than Berkeley. You know, for example, like if you aim for Berkeley and you didn't get in, you'll probably get into UCSD, or you might get into Berkeley. But if you aim for UCSD as your max and you tell yourself, oh dude, I can't get into Berkeley, I can't get into USC, then you might get into UCSD, but you also might probably get into, you know, Irvine or Riverside or whatever. And I'm not trying to generalize, that's not always the case, but for the most part, that's pretty much what happens. I don't know why. From my personal experience, that's what I've realized. If I set the bar high, I know that I have a chance of getting there, but you know, if I don't, then I'm settling for a tier less, which isn't too bad either. But if I set the bar really low, or just average, you know, the best you can be is average, and you're probably not gonna even be average. You're probably gonna be, you know, below average. That's a big reason on why people don't transfer well, because they just set their bars too low. They set their potential too low. They don't think that they're capable of doing that kind of things, those big things, because they have never done it. And that's a fair point. That is understandable, but that is the mindset that you have to change in order for you to be a successful transfer. In order for you to go to a community college, stay for 1-2 years, and then transfer to, you know, wherever you want to go. Another big reason on why people don't transfer well is because they listen to their counselors too much. And that was the same case for me. I remember in high school, when I was applying for colleges in my senior year, I went to like this SAT college prep place, and there was this one counselor, the owner, who was like a counselor, and she'd tell me like, oh dude, you gotta take this test, you gotta take this SAT, you gotta take this SAT 2, you gotta get this on the SAT 1, you gotta get this GPA, you gotta schedule your classes like this. And my thought process was, oh dude, this person owns this education establishment. Like I think she probably knows what she's talking about. Like I mean, I'd rather trust her because she's an adult, right? And she's a counselor. Dude, that fucked me up big time. Big time. Because what I realized is that she doesn't even know what she's talking about. I asked her like, oh, what do I have to do to get into schools like UCLA or USC? And she told me, oh, you gotta do this, 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 this. And then after I submitted all my application and listened to her advice, I went back to her and I asked her, I'm just curious, where did you go for college? And she said, oh, I graduated at my local community college in Southern California. And I was like, so basically you didn't even get into a college here and you're giving me advice on how to go to UCLA? I'm fucking stupid. That was the mistake. That was my part. That was a mistake on my part. I should have done the research on who I listen to. Just because someone is older, just because someone is a counselor, it doesn't even mean that they know what they're talking about. You know, maybe they became that counselor because they couldn't go into the college they wanted to go to. Maybe that was the case, who knows? So what I'm trying to say is that you gotta do your own research and make sure that the research you do is credible and that you're getting facts, straight facts. I'd rather talk to someone who's done it. I'd rather talk to someone who's transferred successfully or who's been to USC and knows how it's done, rather than someone who's, you know, sitting behind a chair and just, you know, oh, do this, do this, do this, do that, but them never even doing it themselves. I think that's very dangerous, actually. So that's one of the big reasons on why people don't transfer well, because they just listen too much to people that they shouldn't be listening to. You know, if there was someone who taught me the way, who showed me some advice, then my transferring process would have been a lot more easier. And basically what I'm trying to do right now for you guys. Peace.